Um, I think what has happened is the emergence of the realization of the power that the youth that they have, and due to this, I think a lot of individuals are realizing that it's not only those two major parties who actually have a voice or who can actually have a voice, and this is the beauty of democracy, and this is what we need in this country as well, and in particular, especially where we find ourselves at the moment. You know, a lot of people, a lot of youth are disenfranchised, and a lot of them are not even happy with the way they feel that their lives are being run by the so-called government who are supposed to be in power, who are supposed to make life easier for them. They don't want to leave this country, but most of them are leaving the country. Those ones outside the country, they want to come back home, but what are they coming back home to? Things are not what they're expecting. So with this way that we have more than two parties and there are other options for people, that's the beauty of it. They have options. It's not just the two that they know that they are always that they are used to, that they end up believing that that's the only thing that's available to them. When you make when you give people options, more opportunity to say, okay, I've tried this, it didn't work. I've tried that, it didn't work. Let me try something else. Maybe this might work this time. And the realization of the youth is what I'm just going to emphasize mostly on. The realization that, you know what, we owe this power. We are the one that can make what we want and get what we want. So due to this, we're going to, and I think that's what some politicians are realizing. That's why you have more than two. Like you said, we even have the NNPP, who I watched their inauguration yesterday on TV and saw the crowd that was there. I was actually impressed, like, wow, this is the beauty. This is what we want to see in Nigeria. This is where we want to see our polity. This is where we want to see it going. People have options more than the two that they're usually used to.
Okay, now, thank you very much for setting that template. Now, you've been out of this country for a while. You see, individuals that can make things happen in this part of the world.
Where it should be. The potential of this country is so vast that I believe that we've waved. And that's the problem now. Where we find ourselves in our country at the moment, we cannot afford this country out of this mess where we find ourselves at the moment. Nigeria is a great country. It's a beautiful city that we put to manage the resources, to manage what we have, are not the right people. Nigerians have to sit up now. Especially, that's where I'm happy that the youths are actually waking up and realizing that, you know what, we can pick the people, or we can vote for the people that we want to give us what we want. You don't want a situation whereby a politician comes and campaign to you, tells you this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I will do this for you, I'll give you this. Vote for him again. How can we open our eyes? Know that somebody is not working, or somebody did not do what he promised, and then he comes back in 4 years and gives you pittance, and then you go back again and vote for him. How do you expect anything to happen? You can't keep doing the same thing and expect a different result. It's not going to happen. So the power, like I keep saying, is with us. Let us analyze and look at the leaders, the people that we are going to put in position to represent us. That word, representation, should be the number one keyword for any politician in this country. Representation. You are going there to represent the people. You are going there to represent your people, not yourself, not your family, but your constituent, your country, your state, whatever it is that you're given the job to do. Representation is your duty. Represent the people to the best of your ability, and the people will surely come back and do good by you. Nigerians are good people. We're not bad. We've just been badly led. And if we can have good leadership, trust me, this country will excel in no time. Look at our people abroad. See how well we're doing in foreign countries. Look at how well. Look at that lady. How well we're doing in sports, and how well we're doing in so many spheres of life in Nigeria. When they go outside, we excel. So why are we doing that outside? Why can't we do it at all?
That reality is very much upon us. Military interruption, the one they choose to call intervention, to this point. One moment, we are rated as one of the third where we are right now. ASU has been out. See, now people are buying petrol for about 200 naira per litre. What have we not done rightly? We've had from election.
Where we went wrong was change of the rise that Nigeria was going. It's a continuation thing. Now 15, to mention before that, the situation where we find ourselves now, I don't think they understand the job that they've been given, or they know the extent of what they're meant to do. This is a government that campaigned and said, oh, they would. Hey, I won't say anything. You can. I'm sure you have seen all the videos that are going around, all the people that are going around saying they will do this, they will do that. They promised so much. and they delivered nothing. So we need to hold people accountable. 2019, we saw that. This is where I'm saying that the people, and I'm glad the youths are waking up. Like I said, 2019, you started from 2015, you saw it to 2019, and we saw what was happening. We knew this thing would not get better with the person in power, President Muhammadu Buhari. We knew, but then people still went back to the poll and voted for that same person again. And you expect something to change, or you expect a different result. How's that going to happen? It won't. It would only get worse, and which is where we find ourselves now. So we need to find the people, or know the people that we know. In under the Obasanjo regime, the PDP candidate Alhaji Atiku Abubakar was the one that was in charge.
This figure may disturb you. From 1999 till now, we've spent over 4 years of strike cumulatively. That means ASUU has spent over 4 years at home. Calculate those number of days. Now, that is really disturbing. What does this say about how much everywhere around the world? You can't deny the fact that for every economy to sustain itself, you must pay huge attention to your young population.
Yes, sir.
Meaning that you must educate them, formal or informal. They must have an idea of how systems work. With this whole ASUU strike, the lingering situation, back and forth, what does looks like we're not going anywhere with this ASUU strike? Talk to us about that.
We read in the papers or on social media every day, this person stole 180 billion, this one cut 50 billion.
You know, the Nigerian animals have good appetites.
Animals are just eating money,
they have good
money
appetites.
anyhow. And all this money that could be given to ASUU so that our children can be back in school. If you have a serious government who understands the importance of education is paramount. Education is so important. The developed nations, the money they invest or they put back into education, because they see it as the priority for their nation to get to where they're going. Most of the money that's made in those countries, they're made from
foreign students,
and like inventions as well. What do we invent here? How much do we budget for? Spend a lot of money research. They spend a lot of money on developing things that will make, okay, in a year is equivalent. Wow, talking about. If you go from Nigeria, and once they get out there, they go abundance. But we don't have the enabling environment for these things to prosper or to grow as they're supposed to grow. We have to create this environment for ourselves. We can't be joking.
You're contesting for the House of Assembly to represent the good people of Ajeromi Ifelodun Constituency 1. Let me ask you, what has it been like? I must give credit to you. You've been at the forefront of all of these conversations since 2010.
Yes,
that
sir.
is consistency.
Yes, sir.
What has kept you in the PDP this long? I know that I may not be, had never left the PDP. You've been around, and it looks like in a controlled, in quotes, state like Lagos, where it looks like the opposition does not exist around there. Why this platform?
Okay. First of all, my dad, the late Chief Jimoh Kolawole Odumosu from Ekpe, Odoragushi in Ekpe, he was one of the founding members of PDP in Lagos State. So I come from a family that is very PDP-ish, even though I think it has fragmented at the moment. Aside from that, my main reason why I remain in PDP, I'm not the type of person that jumps from one. I don't believe in jumping from one.
So it's about ideology.
It's about ideology for me. PDP is the only party that I know that practice internal democracy, and they go and give him the ticket. No, it's not done in PDP. You have to do your primaries. You have to go through it. Whatever the person they want to represent them, person that is, we believe in what he is saying to us. People the chance to. It hasn't been easy. I won't lie, but
I didn't see that coming.
And I can also say I can still maintain my dignity, because what I'm coming out for is not for me. It's not about me. It's about the people. And if I know that I'm coming to want to come and represent people that believed in me, then they're going to look for somebody else who does not have the who does not even have the will to give them what they want. I have a lot of friends in APC, and I mean top friends though, not just anyhow people that I know from APC, and they've all called me to come to PD. Primary Healthcare, Dr. Mustafa Ibrahim, who was my classmate in school. It's not political, but he's looking at it like, Fatui, what are you doing in PDP? These people, they don't have any good plans for you. They're not ready for it. Come, let's go. Even the essay to education in Lagos State at the moment, Dr. This thing that you are complaining about, maybe you want to represent, come to APC.
Now, let me
how to represent, but I cannot go. It's not, doesn't work for me.
Honorable pains or promises, whatever it was, he works on the people.
Tool of any politician is propaganda. I find it funny. I
didn't look, man.
I said, oh, that is all lies. Can do what I don't have. People, this is what they have given me. This is what is available. This is what. Some of us were going around and telling them this thing they are saying they can do, they cannot do it. How can they be giving youths 5,000 naira every month to do what? How many youth? 30 million. How many youth are they going to pay that money? The money that they can use to improve our education. I mean, if they can give you 5,000 to give that to youths every one mama 5,000 every month, come on, now that's not possible. The promise they made to the women, the amount they are going to do, like I said before, 1 naira to $1, all these things that were said. Where's $1 now? Almost 700 naira. And when Jonathan was there, when they took over, I'll say between 165 and 200. That was how much dollars was then.
But you've admitted now that the APC had failed in their promises. That is your opinion.
Woefully.
But the PDP had not in any way, provided a clear, or let me say,
maybe the PDP
a justifiable, platform.
Maybe we don't know how to lie. Maybe we don't believe in lying. We're only going to tell you what we can do, and we will not tell you what we can't do.
So you think your party has not failed as an opposition in this country?
Well, you see, the opposition that we are looking for is opposition that will lie to you. It's not helping us. All these lies will not help us. Tell us what you can do, and when you get there, do it. If it's only half that you can achieve, let me know it's only half that you can do. Don't tell me you're going to give me a whole thing, or 2 or 3 or 4, when you can't even do one. Tell me which one you can do, and I can hold you accountable for that one that you told me that you can do. Don't promise me the best education in the world. You're going to feed children in school. Which children are they feeding? Where's the feeding program that they said they were doing? Where's all that money going? All this money can be used to better our country. Why are we doing things to hurt ourselves? I was saying, one problem we have in this country, I call it plugging of holes. We have so much holes that can be plugged, that can easily be plugged. But what do? We play politics with everything. Nigeria, something happens, we just laugh about it, turn it to cruise. We say everything is cruising Nigeria.
And we are getting cruising.
We are getting cruising, and we are dying by the day. How long do you want to cruise for?
Okay. Thank you. Well, in case you're just tuning in, it's been a very interesting conversation on the show today, and I'm having for our House of Assembly to represent the good people of Ajeromi Ifelodun Constituency 1. Now, the lines have been buzzing since we started this program, and I'm going to be very sincere with you. Let me ask you this question. Now, you decide to represent these people. Is this about interest, or you think this is the best way you can serve your people to have the will politically, or maybe the resources now?
I think it's a personal thing for me. When I was growing up, I grew up in Ajeromi Ifelodun before I left the country and moved to England. Now, the image people have of Ajeromi Ifelodun is not the image that I want that place to have. I know there's so much talent and so much goodness in that area that if harnessed properly, it would be to the benefit of the country and to the local government as a whole. Ajeromi Ifelodun, that Ifelodun constituency, which is the one that I'll be representing, as the #1 plumbing market in the whole of West Africa.
So can you repeat that again?
As the #1 plumbing market in the whole of West Africa.
Are you serious about that?
Yes, sir. If you go to Ondade, you go to Owoniran, who happens to be my mother. We have a plaza there as well. You go to these places around that area. You have people who come from Ghana, from Cotonou, from those West African countries to come and buy goods from there and take it back to their country. Now, when I was in England, I worked for a company called Bath Store, which my job then was to design bathroom and sell you the product that you're going to put in the bathroom. Now, I designed from the smallest thing in the bathroom so you get a whole package. After I finish the design and I sell you the product, then I offer you that you want me to get you someone to install this product. Now, this is where I'm coming with that, Jeremy Ifelodun. There's some things I would not want to say here, but
no, by next month, when INEC eventually lifts the ban, you can come and sit down. Or maybe you're scared that they may steal your.
Yeah, some ideas as well. One was not fully saying.
Come on, politics is what it is.
No, we have to think, not just be there and just do.
Okay. In case you're just tuning in, this has been the Situation Room, and it's been a very interesting conversation in the studio today. The lines are buzzing. Okay, 0913-600-0410. I've been speaking to Honorable Lukman Adelagun Odumosu, popularly known as Lau. He's a PDP House of Assembly candidate for Ajeromi Ifelodun Constituency 1 in the election next year. So now... I mean, God willing, I made a promise to everyone that listens to this program that intermediately I would be bringing your candidates, irrespective of their political affiliation. Anyone that is available will come to this platform and they will tell you what they want to do for you, and then you would ask them how they want to do those things that they want to do. That's the departure right now. It's not going to be a one-way conversation. Out, they're going to be telling you what they want to do. Then you would, in return, be asking them how they want to do those things. So, God's sparing our lives. We'll do this till next year, February. 0913-600-0410. Hello, good evening. Hello.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Okay, good evening. Good to have you join us on the show today.
Yeah, good evening. My name is Felix, calling from Mowe.
Felix from Mowe.
Yeah. Good evening, Honorable Lukman.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, best wishes, Honorable.
God bless you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Back to the conversation on ground. Okay, I can tell you authoritatively that PDP has failed woefully as an opposition party. I'm very so much disappointed in PDP for the way they handle opposition part of the politics in this country. You know, if you can recall very well, when APC was you can recall during the time of PC put on to get into power. A PDP who has been in power for about 16 years cannot oppose these APC people, despite all the challenges we are facing around all over this country. ASU has been on strike. And this same government come back and pardon the same people. Do you know how much that Joshua Dari case on this wristwatch? That is how far AFCC gone to investigate that
and
issue.
It was released
you had some of these things and you kept quiet. Look at Bandit, the picture of Jonathan on him. APC did all of these things. Things goes on and they're quiet. They think.
Contribution. Hello, good evening.
Yes, sir. Anything for him. To go and vote for him. I don't said anything.
But and for open campaign, yeah.
I know. But you know, he has only been using because nobody, we don't need any soothsayer to tell us. CDP has done well at the initial stage. There hasn't have been any change of using a keg or what that is black. They look at themselves very well critically.
Thank you.
Before they condemn it.
In case your calls can't come through, you can send your text messages as well. Hello, good evening.
Yeah, good evening, madam.
Mr. Bola Kale, good to have you join us today.
Yes, thank you, and I greet your guest.
Thank you, sir.
No, actually, it sounds funny when you bring politicians on the show like this. They try to see the difference between half of a dozen and six. I do tell people there's no difference between APC and PDP. And that is why it's somehow difficult for PDP to come on the show and criticize APC constructively. Yeah, the Honorable spoke about the ASU strike. I need to remind the Honorable in 2002, I was part of the announced struggle, we call that struggle Safe Education. When 44 lecturers were sacked from University of Ilorin.
University of Ilorin, exactly.
Yes, and the students were at home for many months. I was part of JCC, SOC. I'm talking of non-SOC. Are you getting that?
Yes.
And secondly, if you ask any business that is, maybe you inherit the business that is fetching you money, at that time you are making money, they usually say that you have to save for the rainy season. We should ask the PDP, for the period, for the 16 years they were in power, what is the state of the infrastructure development of the state? And the truth is that no nation can go above the capacity of the infrastructure, because the infrastructure that would bring about a return on investment. how do they diversify the economy? We so much rely on you want to on the crude oil. So when when an economic downturn happen that affects the crude oil, it will affect everything, and we go back to the square. Go back to the square one. One of the key factors for economic development, for economic growth, is having a very good transport system. We all know the state of our roads. What the BDP was able to put in road to diversify the means of transportations. And the best means of transportation to improve any economic and the population of over 200 million is to have the rail transportation working. Look at India and look at some other something. So we should tell ourselves the truth.
Thank you.
Only PDP can come with a template that can confuse us. But if they are not relying that they have any achievement, they have any achievement in the past.
Thank you. Thank you very much. The lines are just buzzing.
Can I just answer one or two?
No, let me. I just want to, put up. I've seen that you're writing in love, so I just want to pick a couple of calls, then you respond to most of them. Hello, good evening.
Hey, Okpeyemi.
Good evening. Good to have you join us on the show today.
Thank you, my dear. My name is Prince Wise, calling you from Abuja.
Prince Wise, you're welcome.
Okay. Our guest, good evening to you.
Good evening, sir.
The way you speak, the way you talk, I really love you.
God bless you, sir.
But only God Almighty, you have to pray very well.
Yes, sir.
Because we want somebody like you to represent the interest of God Almighty.
God bless you, sir.
But our party, the PDP, to come out to campaign against APC. Very, very good person. Because 15 years and the Lagos from day one. I don't think anyone that will come to PDP before the fellow will go to APC. You see the problem? The party is criticized, and when you win the election, look at many of them. National Assembly, come on, the state assembly. Some of them from the PDP, then APC. You know the magic APC. So for me,
yes, sir. Can I just promise?
No, let me just wrap up.
Can I promise you one thing? That this is going to be the Honorable Lukman Adelagun Odumosu. I'm promising you now. After I win my election, which I'm going to win, I promise you that I will remain PDP and I will not be crossing. So you can get out of your mind.
Because everything we need to put that we tackle the ruling party.
Yes,
so
sir.
for me, anybody that will win the election, I will pray for you to
Thank you, Prince Wise.
God bless
Thank
you,
you.
sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. People, I just didn't want to take the words out of their mouth. I know if I open the phone lines, the questions will be asked. Comments, response to those things you've heard from the people.
When one picks or whatever issues that's in front of us, this is Nigeria. What everybody else are doing well. Would I be able to? It feels good for Nigerian children. But when we see the truth, Felix from Owe said PDP failed woefully as an opposition party. To some certain extent, I can agree with him that we have not been as. I think we've had issues in the party in recent years that. The leadership of the party and what has happened, and with the current one that we are even having at the moment, a party that's fighting to win election
and then
supposed
the
to be the main
factor.
opposition, and then we are having this division within the party that we are having. But I still maintain that PDP, and I'm going to use the word lie. I don't know if we don't know how to lie very well, or we cannot go and pay someone to come and sit. Alhaji Lai Mohammed is perfect in this. Even his name, everybody knows him. If even a young child, now they hear the name Lai Mohammed, they relate to.
I saw the way you spelled the name. I saw the way you spelled the name.
I can't even believe you saw from over there. And then Mr. Akin try so hard not to speak about APC, but the questions that are being asked, I have to answer it the way I see it, and in one way or the other, whether I like it.
They
or
are the
not,
ruling party.
They are the ruling party. So I don't know why you don't want to be criticized. But they say if you can't take the heat, you get out of the kitchen. They are the one in the kitchen at the moment. So you have to say what they are doing. I'm not just here to just criticize APC or anything. It's not. If you are affiliated to a party, be affiliated to your party, but speak the truth. Whatever is affecting Nigeria will affect you, will affect your pocket, it will affect everything. That is affecting our pocket.
Let's go back to the phone lines. We'll come to the comment. Hello, good evening.
Good evening. Chinedu from Maurice.
I didn't get your name well.
Chinedu from Maurice.
Chinedu from Maurice Tumbare. Good to have you join us on the show today.
You see, PDP is not an opposition party. let's have it clearly. Ever since 2015, that PDP is a branch, part of APC that is also going to because we are waiting for 2023. Let's see if we will have an opposition. You see how people APC were tackling PDP when they are in power. So PDP are not an opposition party. They are one of their branch because some of.
Listen, Barry, 0913-600-0410. Man, I can't even go through the messages right now. Hello, good evening. Ambassador Musbao.
Yeah, this is Ambassador Musbao. Yeah,
okay.
right.
You're welcome.
Why PDP? Sorry. Why no other political party? How long you been in PDP? Are you proud of? Can you say that I'm proud of PDP?
Can I answer that question?
Okay, is that how you want to ask him? Okay.
Let me remark, and let me clear my comment. And I might write it down, please.
He has written it down.
Okay, now that's the question one. No, but look, Nigerians are. It's when you come on here talk about yourself, your candidacy. Not talk about the political, the PDP or whatever.
But it's not. There's no independent candidacy. You need the political party to contest.
Look, to me, if I'm a politician, I will talk about myself first. Before I talk about the umbrella or whatever or broom. Sure, Tamina. Maybe people will, but when you measure that party, because look, for me, I'm not being there with you. I voted good luck. I support with everything. Sure, Tamina, but I don't just form my hand. Even this president wants to form my hand, and I'm look on not to that third party, I'm look at that person. Sure, Tamina. But when you talk around with APC and PD, APC is a party A to party B. The president, no you and there.
Thank you.
Let me just listen to you.
Thank you very much, Ambassador Musba. A friend of mine once made a joke a couple of months back that the way opposition is in this country, that you can take breakfast in APC, take lunch in PDP, and go back to APC to have your dinner. I mean, very interesting. Hello, Obi.
Hello.
Good evening.
Oh, this is Obi calling from Ikeja.
You're welcome.
Good evening, my brother.
Good evening, sir.
I don't know why everybody's attacking. He's a youth. You should carry PDP and APC load on this young man that have come to serve his constituency, for God's sake. The party is a purpose vehicle to get into a particular destination. He needs PDP to get, because he does not have any candidacy. And the way this young man spoke, he's not proud. He has never rated himself to be the best or his party to be the best. He has been trying to conduct himself in a manner that he claimed that he's a Nigerian and will make a good candidate as far as I'm concerned. And let me tell you, today, I don't know how he will get my number. I will support him financially, and my Igbo brothers are going to vote for him. I'm telling you, just get in touch. Let me give you my number. Get in touch. I will support you financially. He will be a good candidate for this country. Forget about, I'm a freelance politician. I believe in candidate. I don't believe in party. The way you spoke, look at where you're coming from. That is why you spoke the way you spoke. You came from a civilized clan. That's what the most people cannot
Obi, I won't take that insult. You mean I'm not living in a civilized clan?
We are not civilized. Look at the way we do politics as if it's war. Politics is not war now.
It's not war.
It's not war.
It's not. Thank you, Obi. Thank you very much. 0913-600-0410. This one says, you do. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Fumi, good to have you join us today.
Thank you. Honorable, good evening.
Good evening, ma'am.
I don't know the reason why everybody is hyping Buhari. Buhari will turn $1 to 100 naira. He will do this, he will do that. Okay, I told them, okay, no problem now. You push me. Okay, why can't you just pour your anger and everything on the APC people? So which one is there for the past 15 years? That one.
Like Honorable Lau, you came good on the show today. I'm really hoping. I say, let me not put my station in trouble. Hello, Damla.
How are you doing, sir?
Right, thank you, sir.
Honestly, see, let's be realistic. Or the whole thing is, we talk about issues in this country, you blame APC all around. Now, this honorable, the way you actually put this well and everything, believe me, I can see that we still have good people within the state. Your party needs to take over Lagos next year, hopefully.
Yes,
now, the thing is, what are the preparations? Because Lagos, all these years has been the APC,
And we have Baba on ground already. The influence is very huge. How are you guys going to do it and have it done? Because we cannot be moving around circle and have different results. It's going to be the same thing. We need fresh party, fresh brain for fresh standard of living. That's my take.
Thank you very much. Let me still see if I can squeeze in. And this one says, okay. I don't know if you can pick messages today. Hello, good evening. Hello. Yes, please. Maybe you need to move closer to your phone.
Okay, Sam.
Okay, now you have the floor. Your name and where you calling from?
Hello.
Hello, I'm with you. You're live on radio. Your name and where you calling from?
I'm Frank from Ikeja.
Your name is what?
Frank from Ikeja.
Frank from Ikeja. Okay.
Yeah. The problem in Nigeria comes from APC. Right during the time PDP was ruling, they were the problem. PDP never failed Nigeria, but they don't have the enough strength or the enough willpower to overcome APC then. Even all this that was happening in Nigeria was planned by APC during the time of Goodluck. Just to scatter that man ambition for Nigeria. That was the problem. Goodluck failed Nigeria. And then APC, they were the mastermind. I don't know how to. We are the problem of Nigeria, including ourselves. They failed Nigerians. I'm not lying for you. Goodluck, during the time of the PDP, everything was good. But don't think that we are moving from best to better. Okay. But now we are moving from best to more than worse. And nobody is talking because your next step was gonna. That's the reason to Nigeria here.
Thank you.
That's the problem.
Okay. Thank you very much. Well, that is going to be the last call I will be able to pick on the show today. Now, Honorable Lau, I want to give you 2 minutes. Somebody just talked about how do you think the PDP can change things. Now, I'm not going to allow you campaign for your party, but I'm going to say what you think your party can do differently. In 2 minutes, as you wrap up on the show today.
I'd like to quickly answer Ambassador Musbau's
Please go ahead.
question. He asked, am I proud of the party and how long have I been in the party? And I've been in PDP since 2010. I'm not the type that jumps.
That's 12 years.
That's 12
That's
years.
a long time.
I'm not the type that jumps. And that was when I came from England. I came back from England to Nigeria to say, yes, I want to go and do politics. And I was a member, and I've been a member of PDP since then. So I'm not your run-of-the-mill type of politician that just jump from pillar to post or jump from this one. I stay where I know and where I belong, and I've been in the party since then. Am I proud of the party or am I proud of whatever? Of course I'm proud of the party to a certain extent, but we are all Nigerians and we all see where Nigeria is and we all want the best for Nigeria. So where my party is erring or where we're failing, I will be proud and I'll be bold enough to say we're not doing well here. We can do better. When we have situation whereby we have party members who see that their party are failing in whatever way that, and they cannot say it out because of party affiliation, you are not helping the country. Nigeria is our number one priority. It's the number one priority to everybody, and it's my priority as well. So if I'm going to speak, I have to speak the truth at all times. I'm not attacking the opposition, and even if I do, that's my job.
That's exactly what we say you're not doing.
I'm not supposed to come here to come and praise them. I have to tell them what they are doing wrong so they can go back to the drawing board and fix it. If you fix the problem, like I said before, plug those holes. Where you see that there's problem, fix it. The insecurity in the country is ridiculous. We're all going through this thing, and it's not helping our situation. The economy of the country is dwindling. It's not helping. Why can't we just tell ourselves the truth? Nigerians, I will not deceive you. I will not lie to you. People of Ajero, people of Ifelodun, vote for Honorable Lukman Adelagun Dumosu. Vote for Mobaka, who is who's going to be my rep. Vote PDP in Ajero.
Honorable Lau, if I'm done with this program and my producer calls me to question,
okay,
I will call you.
Consider Honorable Lukman and consider PDP in that local government, because you know when we come there, we will bring joy, we'll bring happiness, we'll bring prosperity to the local government. That is our plan, and that is what we're going to do.
Thank you so much for finding time to join us on the show today.
I'll be back.
Absolutely. I would have to bring you back when the campaign proper starts.
Yes,
INEC had released the guidelines for that particular one by September. That's next month.
Our one is October 11th.
Yours is October. So we'll be able to open the conversation.
Yes,
it's been a good time being on the show today, and I'm so grateful to Honorable Lau. Thank you so much for joining us on the show today. My name is Okpeyemi Akinyode, and would always do the right things, irrespective of your political affiliation, your decisions.